Cheaters of Reddit, how did the work from home situation affected the affair you were having? One of my staff found out her husband was having an affair at the beginning of lockdown. While we were waiting for IT equipment, we had staff log onto the system using their own devices, and her husband had saved a hotel booking confirmation to the desktop of the laptop she hadn't used for a while. Idiot. I've heard a few stories of people getting caught due to the fact that constant texting became real obvious. One case of someone getting caught for inviting people from a dating app over to the house while everyone else was out working. Personally, I have no idea how people find the time to have a job and 2 relationships. Just ridiculous. COVID made it easier for my husband to cheat. He was laid off for 8 weeks and I was still working full-time. My workload doubled, so I would be home later than usual and extremely exhausted. He would sneak them in the back door while I was asleep at night. Not me, but a friend was living with her partner through lockdown, thought he was going for long dog walks or to visit his mom. Turns out he was actually going to his pregnant girlfriend's house. My neighbor got busted cheating on his corona diet that he and his wife were doing. He'd go out for a run up to Little Caesars, eat a pizza and drink a soda, then come home sweaty and directly take a shower and brush his teeth to hide it from his wife, who was diligently doing her part in the diet. He was outed when restrictions relaxed around here, and one of his teenagers spotting him coming out of the restaurant holding a bag. So the person I thought was my girlfriend was actually having an affair with me. Lockdown made her way less available, especially during normal daytime hours, which had never been an issue before. Started getting very suspicious when she would only speak on the phone in the car. There were a lot of other red flags, but lockdown made it way harder for her to hide her bullshit. I know it's not the same, but I have wondered how the prevalence of Ring doorbells has affected cheaters. My dad just got busted last week for this. So normally he just drives his own car, but recently he has been using my mom's car a bunch to go run errands because it gets better mileage. Well, he used it so often that the Bluetooth in the car automatically connected to his phone when he and my mom got in the car to go to my grandpa's funeral. And cue the car reading out loud a text from my dad's mistress. After 36 plus years of marriage and 8 children, my parents just separated. Thanks for fucking up our family more than it already was, Dad. My father and I caught my mother in what we found out was a 6+ year affair with her boss at work. She went out to get ice cream and left us her phone to solve a word puzzle she was stuck on. Dad apparently was suspicious and went through her texts. It got real ugly when she got home, and our family has been in ruins since. There's a whole group of men with other children and family who they can't visit because of quarantine. Hard to find an excuse to leave the house for long periods of time when you now work from home. Them other kids/family must wonder why Dad is never home anymore. Or, leave the house to see them and risk getting caught by original family. Yikes. My husband now knows my weight gain is from a love of Ritz crackers and boursin instead of not getting my keto macros right. My parents broke quarantine rules to have a family friend over, and my mom ended up sleeping with him. I used to feed the neighbor's cat a little handful of kibble and give her a scritch when I was leaving for work through the garage. Within a week the cat was howling at the door wondering where I was. The seething side-eye from my main indoors kitty was withering, but I have no regrets. Speaking on behalf of my wife that was cheating. She left a Facebook message to the coworker she was having sex with / who I also know and considered a friend, that she misses him and can't wait to have multiple quickies since they only work 1 day a week because of COVID and the rest from home. FML. On my way out. My sister cheated on her husband of 7 years, left him in June 2020, started dating the guy she was cheating with. They went to Mexico, got engaged, moved in with then fiancé. She has since moved out of his house and called off the engagement/wedding that they planned for December 11, 20. Texted her ex-husband asking to work it out. His new GF texted my sister telling her to leave her man alone, and my sister is now dating the guy she was cheating with again. They are just not spending time with their kids together. The kids lived together last week. Talk about some crazy shit. Answering this on behalf of a friend, the lockdown seemed to make it easy for him to get out of the house. He would go on daily bike rides in the middle of that day, and she, his co-worker, would pick him up around the corner and they'd check in at a local hotel. All was great until the shit hit the fan. Could tell us part 2 of the story please? Spouses found out, one of them had hired a private detective. Then work found out and an investigation was launched during which both of the guilty parties lied despite it being obvious everyone knew what had gone down. Wife stood by the guy that I know. Don't know what happened on the woman's side as I don't know her well. I managed to be putting away laundry while working and walked by the bathroom while my wife was having phone sex with a guy in 6 states away. Went through the phone records and tracked down this had been going on for a significant amount of time. The meetup stopped when she couldn't travel for work. All I can say is regardless of cheating or not cheating, the lockdown opened my eyes to the fact that the person I thought I knew was actually a terrible woman, and in no way did she care about me, just about money and getting herself into a better position. I am eternally grateful for the fact that I would have never known if I wasn't forced to spend extra time with said person. My coworker was having an affair with the 22-year-old project coordinator. Before COVID hit, she moved away and now he's locked down with his wife and 3 kids. And his wife is a nurse. My sister's kids' school was supposed to mail out laptops for every child who remained home. They were extremely delayed, so her BF let my niece use his laptop and he bought a new one. While my sister was cleaning it up and getting it ready for my niece to use, she saw he had email notifications enabled and saw an email for a DoorDash receipt. She found the address and name of the person who received the delivery, found the woman on Facebook, reached out, and found out he had been giving them both the same gifts, promises, lines, nudes, etc. Unfortunately, my sister is an idiot and is still with him. This happened at the beginning of quarantine. So my friend got a call from her coworker at 2 a.m. Coworker was drunk as hell and was stranded. My friend picked her up and offered her the couch to sleep on and sober up until morning when buses would run again. My friend woke up to find her boyfriend and the coworker having sex right next to her in their bed. She described it as being passionate and almost romantic. My friend freaked out and left right away. Few days later, people start finding out. The coworker claimed it was rape but didn't want to go to the cops. The boyfriend says he was too drunk. The coworker's own boyfriend decided to stay with her. My friend and her boyfriend had to live together for a few months during quarantine until she found her own place. Best part? A few weeks ago, the 2 cheaters were caught fucking in public and were charged for public indecency. This will be buried, but it's a morbidly interesting story I thought I might share. My coworker's boyfriend returned from overseas early last year and immediately moved in with her after dating only a year with him in the army. She works at an animal shelter and he got a job working from home, so she was gone 9 hours a day and he was home. A little more than a month ago she came home to find out he was gone. He got home 20 minutes after her, a bit flushed, saying he had gone to see a friend spur of the moment. She thought it was odd because usually he'd tell her if he was going anywhere. So she left early the same day the next week just to see, and sure enough he wasn't there. Stopped by the said friend's house, boyfriend wasn't there either. Somehow or another she found out he was leaving the same days every week to go see another girl when he should have been working. If anything, COVID made things easier for him to cheat. It didn't stop my BIL from cheating on my sister at all. In fact, working from home made it easier to cheat on my sister. He would ask out clients, he's an insurance agent, and go to business meetings or a night out with his friends while she took care of their 3 kids. We're in TX, so things haven't been shut down much. One night he got into a drunken altercation at a bar, and the cops were called after he left. Security had taken down his license plate number and the cops took him overnight, though any charges were dropped. While he was sitting in jail over the weekend, his phone kept going off, so my sister decided to take a look. She found tons of texts, emails, and pics between him and several women, many of which were pretty NSFW. That was the straw that broke the camel's back and was what got her to file for divorce from his abusive ass. My sister and their kids deserve better and I'm glad she's going to be in a better situation soon. TLDR, BIL cheated on my sister very easily with multiple women, got arrested, she found out about it and is now getting a divorce.